What's going on, you guys? Mr. Money1235 here yet again for another album review. Billie Joe and Norah Jones, Foreverly. Oh my god, we're actually reviewing a country album on this channel. This is a first. But I find myself really getting into the old style country a whole lot lately. The Hank Williams, Conway Twitty. That's actually some really good music that was made back in the day. And this album reflects on all of that and keeps it as original as possible. It's not like Billie Joe and Norah Jones took all of these classic Americana songs and put electronics and rock music and whatever the hell else you can do to modernize something. No, this is legit, acoustic guitars, harmonized vocals, and light percussion. That's what this album is all about, and I love that for it. Back in 1958, the Everly Brothers recorded an album called Songs Our Daddy Taught Us, and it was actually just a collection of Americana songs that they had recorded themselves. And Billie Joe got a hold of this album, and he liked it so much that he decided that he was going to cover the entire album. The track listing is a little bit mixed up, but it's essentially the same album as this one. And while the Everly Brothers harmonized on every single one of these songs, Billie decided that he also needed to harmonize on this, and his first choice, oddly, was Norah Jones. And I gotta say, did he make the right choice? Because their voices blend so well, it sounds so natural. It actually reminds me a whole lot of the Everly Brothers. You listen to their recording of the song, and then you listen to Billie and Norah's recording of the song, and then it's like they just have a good balance. They have a good mix. It sounds the same almost. I mean, their voices just work with this. It was a great pick, and I think they really do these songs some justice. And not to say anything bad to the old recordings of these songs by the Everly Brothers, but I think Billie Joe and Norah Jones take these songs and made them even better than they did. While in the Everly Brothers version of Long Time Gone on that album, there wasn't a guitar solo, but the added guitar solo that Billie Joe puts in this song gives it so much more. It makes it a whole lot more interesting. I found Songs Our Daddy Taught Us to be a little bit boring, honestly. There was so many times that it felt like the songs kind of blended together and became one thing, and I wasn't really liking that a whole lot about it. What Billie Joe and Norah Jones did on this album was take these songs and make them interesting. They didn't change the arrangement. They didn't make these songs totally different. I mean, they're still acoustic, they're still harmonized, they're not really any different than what they did, but for some reason, along with the production on this thing, the added solos, they added little bits and pieces that just make these songs more of a complete piece. I think they did these songs great justice on this thing. And I would be lying if I sat here and told you that I loved every single song in this album. I don't. But as you know, don't fault that on Billie Joe and Norah Jones. None of these songs are original songs. These have been passed down from artist to artist, and many people have recorded their own versions of these songs. The song Roving Gambler is a great way to begin this album. The instrumentation slowly builds up with the acoustic guitar, then the singing, and then the drums come in. It's really catchy. I love this song. Great way to start the album. The next song, Long Time Gone, was the very first single from this album. The music video is really great, and it's one of the best songs on this album. I actually learned to play it a few days ago on guitar, and this is a really cool song. I really love the lyrics on it. It's one of the best songs on this album. It's great. The next song on this album, Lightning Express, is this sad as fuck song. Good God, it would make the hardest man tear up listening to the lyrics of this song. It's all about this little boy who doesn't have enough money to get back home to where his mom is dying. And all of these people on the train come together and give him enough money to buy a ticket to get back home, to get by his mother's bedside as she's dying. It is the saddest fucking song. You listen to the lyrics of this thing and the chorus of this thing, Billie Joe's voice, along with Norah Jones, they just bring so much emotion to this track. They make it all the more sad. Just a wonderful song. It's just emotionally powerful. It tears you up. Great song. The next track, Silver-Haired Daddy of Mine, is also another single that came from this album, and it's one of the more upbeat songs on this thing. There are not a whole lot of upbeat songs on this album, I'll tell you right now. Many people might be annoyed by that, because it does seem like this album can drag a little bit, honestly, because so many of the songs are so slow, but this is one of those songs that just pumps it up. It's a lot more fun. It's another one of my absolute favorites on this album, and I really love the music video that they incorporated it with the old-timey cowboys and stuff like that. It's great. The song Oh So Many Years is another big favorite of mine. I really love the lyrics on this track. Who's Gonna Shoe Your Pretty Little Feet? I really like how down-tuned this song is. I really like the simplicity of the lyrics. The guitars and the voices sound great on this song. I'm Here to Get My Baby Out of Jail actually features Norah singing alone for a few minutes before Billie Joe comes out on top of her, which sounds great. Put My Little Shoes Away is a good closer to the album. It sends it off on a really quiet note. Many people are not going to like this as good, and I've actually seen so many comments relating Billie Joe from Green Day being involved in this project. He's saying, why would Billie do something so boring? Why would he do this? Why would he do that? Just shut the fuck up. This is an album for people who enjoy music, for people who actually have an open mind. Just because Billie Joe isn't involved in something that involves hard electric guitars and saying fuck every 3 seconds doesn't mean you can't enjoy this. If you have an open mind, if you can enjoy any type of different music besides what Billie Joe is famous for, then you're going to find some enjoyment in this thing. You really will. It's great old-timey country music, and it fits. It's great. Their voices work on this album, and I love it. It's not on the top of my list for favorite album of the year or anything, but it's definitely going to be on there because I really enjoy what Billie did on this thing, doing something completely different that he's never done before. And I give him props for that, and also what he added to these songs that made them so much better than what the Everly Brothers did. He really paid good homage to them with this album. Definitely check it out. Highly recommended. Foreverly, forever. Mr. Money 1, 2, 3, 5. I'll see you guys later.